top. Might pull up on the hop if it's too hot. And he wanna play ball, hit a 3-point shot. Or this my court, got a block on lock. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy, water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Hit the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them all on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. They're like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense, don't really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that tasty finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep a rack in my socks. Diamonds cost me a lot. Nike check up all of my stocks. Hey, hey yo, Nike check.
Kick it and go, kick it and go. With a stiff on, spin move in zone. Let's go. Stop the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show. Kick it and go. I had to kick off and go. Kick it and go. I had to kick off and go. With a stiff on, spin move in zone. Let's go. Stop the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show. Kick it and go. I had to kick off and go. Kick it and go. I had to kick off and go. Running it back, never a cap, out of the drought, watching me ball, soon as I snap, hit of the pack, walk for the sack, shaking them out, breaking them off, talking my talk, walking my wall like I do, sit on the throne, get in the zone, turn it on, must be the shoes, must be the team, must be the camp, must be the crew, you need a win, who need a win, that's all we do, I've been a king and I've been about mine, never could doubt mine, they running the route, I leave them outline when I hit them. Step on, spin move, in zone, scope the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show, I had to kick off and go, I had to kick off and go, with a step on, spin move, in zone, scope the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show, I had to kick off and go, I had to kick off and go, putting it down for that, time I was down and out, had to bring grinding back, doing the drills and working the wheel where you're grinding at, you know what it be, playing this here for the keeps, had to make off with a feast, a family to feed, third cold where the trophy should be, EA got me in the game now. It's the highest cruiser bill, ain't nothing just the hill. With a step on, spin move, in zone, scope the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. With a step on, spin move, in zone, scope the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go.
You should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know that I can pay.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football out of the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
It's 3rd down. And 9 yards to go.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Viking 16. Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. They'll run here with Dobbins. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Here's Jackson. Flushed out, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown.
Lamar Jackson, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
Extra point.
And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Makes the score Ravens 7, Vikings nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
He's going to keep it. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 30 line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Cook. They'll run the option right here on first down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. Decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left. He's got a man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
To number 88.
A big play there. 81 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability.
And
correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Second and 15.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
14, Vikings 3.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The quarterback sack.
I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
Second and long.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
J.K. Dobbins, the one he was looking for.
And it's second down. To throw again, Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the gun, Jackson. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. Just 34 yards on the punt there. No return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us...
And a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And this one's incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. On 3rd down, Jackson steps away to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at about the 28. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones and not have the balls go through goalposts.
They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Running on first down is Cook, but he didn't find much there. Call it a gain of 3, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he'll bring us all the way up to the 45-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. After the interception, here's Jackson. He's going to waft one deep left side here. Got a man, it's caught for the Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. 2nd and 16. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Jackson now. From the gun, he'll throw. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on fourth down. Operating from the gun, Jackson being chased out left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So his struggles just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know what they've always said? I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
At the Vikings' 42-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep. This is caught inside the 5. All the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Ravens 28, Vikings 3. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Our first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from Green Bay. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And he'll find Hall. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. But that one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he'll go down, but not is inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And they'll get this down to the 10. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 10-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson flush to it, and that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
Mark Andrews. Touchdown.
Mark Andrews, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens continue to pour it on.
I thought that was a nice job there of feeling the pressure and rolling out away from it and keeping the play alive. And I think he did it with the idea that his tight end would find his way free in the end zone, and his confidence was rewarded.
Tucker now to add the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
35, Vikings 3. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Tyus Bowser, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, My list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Anthony Barr.
A 5-yard gain there makes it first and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. That's complete right around the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score, Ravens 42, Vikings 3. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Second and 4. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there, a first down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 42-yard line. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. And we're at the 41, second and 9.
Second and 9 at the 41-yard line.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And now here's another interception. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked.
Dobbins hit and he fumbles. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. And at this point, after that return for a touchdown, I guess the only thing is you're asking what else could go wrong.
Not only that, I think that between the two of us, we thought this was over before. I believe now it's really over.
Offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Here's Jackson on third down. Jackson, and he lost the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So they get 1 score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter.
42, Vikings 10. Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big connection on that one. 49 yards. Is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, it's Jackson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. And that is incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And Jackson throwing once more. Flushed out right. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Third and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. This from 54 yards away. This is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. Now they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back.
Way down to the 26. A big play there for the catch and run. 43 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing, and if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Back to throw now on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Goal positioning, and it's picked off. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
At the 28-yard line.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
On the scramble.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. On the NFL scoreboard, 4th quarter now at Soldier Field. And the Bears have scored again. They've got that one on cruise control. If they hang on, that would up their win total to 5 on the season so far. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. And they're waving pressure too much. Down he goes. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's again to Cook. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
On the play. It's now 3rd down and long.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Today's final score, Ravens 52, Vikings 10.
She right got me.
Hit boy on the beat, so you gotta
Yeah,
go berserk.
okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that want to keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. Whoa, sometimes I need a check, not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. Your chain, name, I like your respect. More than when I get expecting nothing back. In fact, you know, I sat down with my accountant, he said I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay, look, sometimes you need the faith, sometimes you need to know your worth, sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like a golden boy, but in front of Bay, you can't negotiate with Drake, you gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage, with the mainframe, loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Ridiculous with words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destination, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that, it's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your perm at. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a fool. Oh. Men gon' lie, women gon' lie. You're looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, then you need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be greatest of all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line. Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. Wonder why they follow suit. I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes. Faster than the speeding bullet. Nah, school. Don't play with it, baby. So what you gon' do? Stop playing with it. If you gon' do it, you don't play with it, baby. Exactly. Cause you're not built like that.
Yo, who told us we ain't gonna win, man? Really? He's a bozo. Bozo. Really? Yeah, we did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. Yeah, I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. I don't want it if it ain't love. If it ain't, get it away from me. Who you gon' jack if it ain't us? LABB to the bakery. Some mad that I came up. I know my granny gon' pray for me. It was just us in the vacancy. We had to get it from A to B. Wheels never felt like this. 2 seats in the hills, how I feel righteous. Blue sheets for the mills, but the deal priceless. New keys can't care what's built private. I might just double it up. Did it? Never enough, I'm with it. 5, 2, 3 on the business. Whole team got wins and the wheels still spinning. I told them what I told them. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. Hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top. Got a spot and it's locked to the